Hey, dear fellow humans, I'm going to talk today about convergence of opinion for democracy with wisdom. Okay? Convergence of opinion is a methodology, as the name is saying, to converge opinion. Okay? And democracy with wisdom is the true democracy where everybody, all the people, decide what he wants or she wants. And with wisdom. The wisdom is a weight based on knowledge. Okay. This is a long story, and my name is Ferruccio Bilic, and although what I'm proposing, conversion of opinion for democracy with wisdom, is a very simple method, almost obvious. But the starting point was very more complex. Okay. Just for a brief description, I started with a highly quantitative method and end up with this very simple method. But behind this simple method, there is a lot of theorems, models, equations, and mathematics, a lot of hard work, mathematical collection of data, and so on. Okay, but don't think that this is a very simple stuff in there. I put it in a simple way because most of people are put off by the more complex reasoning behind the system. Okay. To start with, the idea behind this comes from quantum field theory. Okay. Something that is not even now is very well developed in physics. But I started thinking about this when I was in my second year of course of physics. And I was working with mechanics and variation of calculus and control theory, and end up also thinking about quantum field theory. In the end, I end up writing a PhD dissertation based on the same idea that I had when I was in the second year of physics, but was applied to a transportation model. Okay, but behind is the same reasoning. Okay. Now let's start with convergence of opinion for democracy with wisdom. Okay. Convergence of opinion, I arrived to this method because I was working in the Institute of Space Research in Brazil, and I was asked to see a budgeting system based on linear programming, okay? And it was a objective function subject to constraints. The objective function was the values that were supposed to be budget to each project of the institution, and the coefficient of each of these values was to give the importance, relative importance of the project for the total of the institution. But nobody knew how to figure out what kind of value give to these parameters to represent the importance of the project. And I decided to ask to the top managers of each of the project what would be the more adequate value of these parameters. But to have convergence of opinion, I need to have at least one value. I need to give weight, different weight for the opinion of these people. I need to have at least one of this weight of the opinion different from the others. Because if you have one weight different from the others, at least one, the process converges in a finite number of steps. Okay? If you have the same weight for everybody, the process may converge to 2, 3 different points of view. Okay? And each one has a different interpretation. I am not going to discuss all the details here because there is a lot of things, interesting stuff from the application of this method, okay? But to get the weight of each person, that will give the comparative import of each project, I asked each one to give a weight for everyone that was going to opinate on the process, on the convergence of opinion, and even to himself. One thing that, of course, also I had a good idea of how they rank each other to how important their opinion were, okay? But it was something that only I knew. I was not supposed to disclose. This process of asking each one giving the weight to each other is very interesting, but in a bigger system, especially when people don't know each other, it's better to ask when we are going to apply to democracy, that you don't have everybody to know each other. There is no way to ask to give weight to every opinion. Therefore, I ask to each one to evaluate how what should be the weight that he will give to his opinion in each answer. Okay? Therefore, there are several ways to get the convergence of opinion. One is ask to each other if the group is small, and if it's big, you ask to each one to evaluate himself. Okay. In the particular case of Institute of Space Research, was interesting to know that the idea in this institute was that one project called SASI was Advanced Satellite for Communication, was the one that spent more money and had more people. And when I asked the opinion to who was supposed to be the most important project, resulted that this was not the most important project of the institute. Was one that deals with remote sensing. Okay, therefore, based on this research, we could redirect the effort of the institute to the project of remote sensing, and not the one with that was a more educational project than a research space project. Okay, another thing that I apply this conversion of opinion method also to at the Wharton School. The difference between the Wharton School and the Institute of Space Research was that I realized that in Brazilian organization, the opinion of the top boss was not as important as the opinion of the top boss in American organization. Okay, therefore, hierarchy in American organization are more valued than hierarchy in Brazilian organization. Okay. And also, in the case of Wharton School, I was interesting that we could even, the process allowed even to generate how desirable would be to create new departments in the school. Okay, and therefore, based on this, was created the healthcare department in the Wharton School that didn't exist before. Okay, and this helps to plan the organization and then redirect the results of the organization. But when I applied convergence of opinion to more democracy, I applied in strategic planning for Brazil. In the first time we applied this for the organize the organized civil society. This means the people that command Brazil. It's about 45 people, 45,000 people. And it's a long story. Let me make it short, otherwise we will be here for days if I detail the thing. And I applied this for this group and also for a higher group, 8 million people. That was the civil society at large. And what I can say and discuss is is one interesting thing. When you have a democracy, suppose everyone all the persons of the people to vote on the issues that they want. But it's not necessary, okay? It's a voluntary system. You vote as if you want. Let me explain in the case of Brazil. In the case of Brazil, with about 2,000 people, the response, the voting of 2,000 Brazilians spread all over the country represents good enough the 200 and or more million people in Brazil. Okay? Even with the confidence of 95%, the error that I obtained was about 2%. Okay? In the first round. In the second round, there was even smaller. Okay? Therefore, the system, Convergence of Opinion, as I said, is by rounds, by terms. In the first round, everybody votes on the issues that he wants to vote. In the case specific of Brazil, we had preambles explaining the strategy and giving the pros and cons of the strategy. And the people that was voting vote how desirable would be this strategy, and gave his weight that his opinion should have in this particular opinionating on each particular strategy. Okay, we had about 50 strategies, and you should understand one other thing. The better defined is the strategy or the issue that you are asking in the vote, less variance you will have in the answer. Okay? Therefore, you should be careful in choosing and defining quite well what's the problem that you want to present to the people, and have it well defined. Therefore, you will have a higher confidence and a lower error in the decision. Okay. In the second round, all the people with the average, the weighted average of each strategy will reformulate his opinion, okay, converging to the mean. Therefore, the error would be smaller, and even the confidence could be higher, okay? Therefore, and you can have as many turns as you want, okay? The first time that I applied convergence of opinion was in the Institute of Space Research, and I didn't know how the thing evolved. I ran 6 turns, and in each turn there was more converge, and I was getting to a point that the conversion was quite good, okay? But in the second turn, the average and the other turns almost remain the same. Therefore, just with 2 turns is good enough to have a convergence to the right and final decision. Okay. Therefore, the best way to do this democracy with wisdom is using convergence of opinion. And as I said in another presentation, you can have a lot of advantage because the decision would contemplate every single person, will be what everyone wants. And if you apply to legislative system, if you apply to judicial system, you have more just decision, okay? And therefore, you could have a lot of economy in the legislative system and the judicial system. Therefore, you would have a society that works less, pay less tax, enjoys more, and have juster, more just decision, more just society, more equanimous society, happier society. Okay? People will be happier. We will need to work less because we will need to pay less tax. Okay? But for things to work, but also to make the defense system voluntary, where everybody, all the people, will participate voluntarily. Therefore, we'll be like in Switzerland. You have a voluntary defense system. Therefore, everybody will be trained to defend himself and his fellow humans. Therefore, you will have less crime and have a more resilient defense system, and very cheaper, much cheaper, because you will not have standing army, navy, aeronautics, so on. But everybody will know what to do in each situation. Okay? And nobody will be able to use the defense system to take power. That's the idea. Because all the decision will be democratically achieved. Okay? Therefore, we avoid a problem. Let's get away from dictatorship. Let's go to democracy, true democracy, because it's cheaper, fairer, just, and more resilient, and we provide a system that provides better survival and happiness for the people. Okay, let's consider this like first presentation about this subject. Another presentation will go into more details. Okay, therefore, the system is based on a lot of theorems, a lot of mathematics and high computation, but it's presented in a simple way because common people, normal people, very common people are not interested in high mathematics. They like simple stuff. Therefore, that's why we put it in a very, 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 very simple way. Okay. Again, I hope that you implement it. It's very difficult to implement this thing. Okay? The best way to implement it is start with a little group, little town, and start applying these things. And later on, it will be like a virus that contaminate the rest of the system, because people start seeing how good they are doing with this democracy, with wisdom, using convergence of opinion. Therefore, they started copying this system. Okay? Therefore, that's the way that I think that will be easier to implement. Smaller groups, small towns, and expanding to regions, countries, and the world. Okay? Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you will become happier with these ideas.